I knew what it was. I was just a little bit tense when we first started for some reason. I didn't have it right in front of me. And normally I don't need it, but my notebook is across the room. And as we know, I am not quick on my feet right now.
You take your
And it's
time. I don't want
loud
you
when I
breaking
move.
anything else. I don't want you
But,
breaking any other limbs.
well, I am, I think I'm done with that for right now. So don't have an interest, yeah, knock wood. I have no interest in adding to my repertoire here. But we were talking about how haunted locations just become known as such when so many different people have experiences in them. And I think that I think it's fascinating. I'm sure it's up for lease. I'm sure that if someone went up and tried to rent it, the owners would rent it because it's an income property, right?
It's just trying to get people to stay there.
That's
You
the
know,
issue.
that's the issue. And you know, this skeptic interviewer, he said, why isn't scientists there then? I don't believe any of this. And I said, in Britain, we've got it's like our fourth or fifth biggest TV channel. I don't know what the equivalent is in America, but we call it Channel 4.
Hmm.
And it's a big TV company, and they did their research independent from me. They contacted me, and they actually worked out where the house was because they're clever enough. They can work it out. These people are reporters and journalists and producers, and they sent a letter to the house, asking would they, for if they were reimbursed, if they were offered a deal, would they be happy to have the house up for filming and investigation? And they said no. And as I said to the skeptical interviewer, I said, would you want your house? Do you want your house to be haunted? And he's like, well, yeah, then scientists could buy it. And I said, you're living in fantasy now because what you're going to imagine if everyone could imagine, Cat, you couldn't sell your house because you had termites, right? And you just rang up your local parapsychology department at local university and said, oh, my house is actually haunted. You can buy my house for $1 million. They're not going to go, oh, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, okay. Yeah. How do you want that? Do you want cash? Do you want check? They're going to laugh at you. And the house is always going to have a reputation. And as you said, I don't have to say a word because the amount of people that come and go in a small town, in a small county, people talk, and couples are splitting up. Things are going weird. People are, leaving the house with dependency issues. People are coming out with all kinds of mental maladies and problems. And people, sooner or later, they're just clicking that, hang on, this is the house. The house is tearing us apart. And also that this thing in there can feast on them. Like a lot of people, they're not going to do what we've done, all of us together, me and you, Kat and Ray and everyone in the chat room and your listeners, about going down these rabbit holes and talking about, what was it, Demi? Oh, what was
Oh,
it?
I've got it
Demi,
right here. It's in chat.
Demi, is a cool name.
Demiurgy.
Demiurgy, we've talked about that. We talked about dimensional beings and string theories and parallel universes and incomprehensible entities that feast on our negativity and that may link back to ancient times. And, they're not going to think that. They're just going to think this house is horrible. There's something wrong with a house. And it's just a house. It cultivates hate. It cultivates, bad feelings. And people are just going to work it out. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to that house that I think will change it. You can knock it down, but it's already in the neighbor's house because the house used to be one big house back in the day. I did a study and 16 houses within a 1 mile radius all had similar activity, which made me think it was that
Wow.
mast. Yeah, and that made me think it was the mast. So the telecommunications mast. So if we take into account, say 50% of those 16 are just making it up for attention. That gives you 8. Say half of those is rational explanation. That gives us 4. And then you start whittling it down. Out of 16 people, I believe at least 1 or 2, there is something going on in their homes.
I would think that would be probably the right percentage.
Yeah, about 10% or whatever, 10% or 5%. there is something going on, and I can't prove it. You know, people say prove it. I can't. You know, half of the planet worship a god or gods or animal deities or belief systems. There's no proof that God exists, but people still pray to him and believe in him and put all their life faith into it. You know,
Well,
and
their life and everything they own and
yeah,
everything that they are.
yeah, exactly. And they live their life based on what they believe is going to happen when they die. And I'm not knocking that. I think it's brilliant. I wish I had a little bit more faith sometimes. And we can't, you know, I can't prove that God exists. You know, I can't believe that the Yeti exists, or, you know, there's one thing I am absolutely 100% guaranteed exists, okay? And that is sophisticated life on other planets. Probability denotes that somewhere in our galaxy alone, there is sophisticated alien life. And if we can send a probe to Mars and land a probe on a moving asteroid,
Which was brilliant.
which is amazing, isn't it? What we can
Yes, I
do.
love that.
We only use 10% of our brain, and yet we're doing these amazing things. We only use 10% of our brains, yet we produce people like Mozart and Beethoven and you know,
Those are downloads from the aliens.
who knows
That
what we're
really is.
tapping into. And there's one other thing is, which, like, because I don't want everyone to be scared. I don't want to be like a fear monger. And we talk about this dark entity seeping into our fabric reality, absorbing us, feasting on our negativity, on ourselves. But with every yin there's a yang, and hopefully there is something good that also seeps in, that is counteractive to what this is. Now,
I agree with that. I think that's actually the case.
Now, Whitley Strieber, who wrote Communion,
Love
his
him.
wife, brilliant movie. I love that movie so much, and the book. And his wife, Whitley Strieber's wife, Anne died, and she was editor of Unknown Country.
Have
and he
you
was
read
terribly
that book?
upset. Communion.
No, the book that he credits Anne as being his co-author with after she died.
I can't. What was it called? Because she communicated with him and said that our planet was a soul factory.
Yes.
And we were produced to create souls that populate the universe. So that is a beautiful, beautiful idea. You know, it's a beautiful theory. But what if this thing comes here just to feed on souls? We're just a big farm. We're like a big Walmart full of meat, full of souls for these things, these dimensional creatures just to come and absorb. There's 7.5 billion of us, you know, and, you know, Egyptian mythology had these creatures, and obviously, like, just from what I've seen about Ray Davies as well, his incredible work on it as well. These things always been here with us.
That book title is The Afterlife Revolution.
I'm not just saying this, I am going to get it. And
well, I have it. I did a workshop with him last June at Contact in the Desert. And I'm telling you, you need to read that book. Everybody needs to read that book. We have so many brilliant authors. And his shows are opposite mine, is why I haven't been able to get him at this point. But I love this book. And it is about a couple who made a plan on how to communicate past this existence. So that being said, go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is, because I was having a chat with you in the break, okay, and I am also, amongst my many, many things that I do, I like to keep busy, I'm also a publisher now for Sixth Books. And those are the people, sixth-books.com, part of John Hunt Publishing. They're the people who have published Haunted Horror of Haverfordwest, and they've done a really good job, and I'm really pleased with it, and they've worked very hard. So if any of you have written a book, maybe you self-published a book, maybe you want to get published, but you're getting rejections or you can't pick up an agent, contact me direct, okay? And if it's something I can help you with, I will. And if it's something I believe we can get published, I'll explain the process and see if I can present you to the panel at Sixth Books. And then it works from there. And just get in touch. It obviously has to be paranormal based. Has to be, you know, I'd advise you to be over at least 40,000 words minimum. So if anyone's got any aspirations of writing, maybe you've already written, then get in touch. Or if you want to do little bits of writing, just to, as a hobby or to create a following or anything like that. Remember, I've got the Paranormal Chronicles e-magazine, which you can get at theparanormalchronicles.com/magazine, or just go to the Paranormal Chronicles. Paranormal Chronicles all over Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm Gavin Lee Davies. I'm pretty much everywhere on, Chatting the Cat or whoever. Get in touch with me, and anything I can do to support or encourage you with your writing careers or anything like that, let me know. I do about once a month. It's very rare I do it. I do a little YouTube show where I chat to people about stuff. I do that because of a hobby. I'm not like Kat, who's like a prolific radio show host and thousands of, I just do like once a month when I get a chance. And if you've got anything you want to promote, which is paranormal based, maybe you're a group, a podcast, whatever, just get in touch with me, because I love this stuff, as you can tell.
Yes, you do.
I'm passionate about it.
You live for this stuff.
I live and I will die for this stuff, and hopefully come back, and not as a sexy ghost, feeling women up and stuff like that. There's two things I love, right? The paranormal and wrestling. And those are probably the two things people say are the most fake things ever. But that's me. I love American wrestling, and I love the paranormal. And I like to encourage people. I like to motivate people. So if anybody out there, you want to write an article, whatever, just get in touch with me, sick-books.com, theparanormalchronicles.com. Find me, Gavin Lee Davies, on Facebook. Just follow Kat, because me and Kat chatting all the time and whatnot. And you'll probably see me commenting or liking something there. But you've been all amazing, such amazing questions in the chat room, and, being introduced to Ray and Denise and everyone is absolutely superb. And I really, really hope as well that Brenda, if you ever come to Wales, I know some fit guys who are single, and just saying, I might be able to hook you up.
She'll be on the next flight.
Yeah. No, seriously, I'm not even messing, Brenda. I know a lot of guys here really into paranormal, good-looking Welsh guys, got a bit of Viking, Celtic blood in them as well. They'll sort you out.
She is wonderful. I've known her for over 20 years, and long history, good person. So, that being said, I just am so appreciative of you and your friendship. And I think it's beautiful how you have come through your stroke experience. You have survived everything that's been thrown at you with great heart and great positivity. You are loving, you are kind, and I appreciate you more than you can possibly know. And I'm so thankful for your friendship.
And likewise, Kat, you gave me a voice, you gave me the confidence. You've always been so kind to me on and off air. You gave me the confidence to do this and talk about it with passion. And if I was ever in a fight, just having you there would give me the confidence to get through anything. And it's thanks to people like you that's got me through my mental health issues and my dependency and all that bad stuff. And like the support you've given me for my book and my Paranormal Chronicles platform, and you want to do some writing for the magazine. I can't thank you enough. And I don't think you realize how amazing you are. How many people you've given a voice, you've entertained, you've thought-provoked them, you've given them hope. And you should be applauded for that. And you should be incredibly proud of what you do, because I think you're a beautiful, amazing woman. And I've never met you, but you're so dear to me and one of my best friends just because of who you are. Thank you.
That's how I feel about you too.
Oh, we should get married. Don't tell my girlfriend.
I think she might have something to say about that, and I'm pretty sure David might.
Yeah. Marty, my girlfriend, she's amazing. She's in the gym every day, and we wouldn't stand a chance. She'd hammer us. She would beat us up.
Well, I'm an easy target right now, so I'll just love you as a dear friend and move on with that.
Let's leave it at that for now. Let's leave it at that.
But thank you again, Gavin. You are just the most thought-provoking author. You bring a lot to the table, and I appreciate your time, because I know it's late for you. So
it is. I need to take my my medication for my mini stroke. I forgot to take it, so we did well.
You do that. We must have you forever.
Yeah, and in the new year, give me a shout, and we can just do We can have a chat about anything. We could talk about some of the articles. Thing is, with me and you, Kat, we could just